DreamScape recently uploaded a video talking about every single controversy in Fortnite history, and I wanted to give my 2 cents on the matter because I have a lot to say when it comes to Fortnite controversies, and we are going to be taking a look at some of the things that DreamScape did rank, and along with that I added a couple things, and we are also going to add upon this entire video because we're also going to be taking a look at Twitter drama at some point as well. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. So we are going to be ranking these into 5 categories, the S tier being replaced with clown level overreaction, followed by peak stupid, fair enough, there was a point, and completely justified, and we're basing this off of the amount of backlash that Epic Games received from this. I'm sorry for the jump cut here, guys. I just finished recording this video and I wanted to clarify what I mean a little bit more by this tier list. We do have peak stupid and clown level overreaction. I can already see the comments that I'm going to get, okay, because the stuff that I'm going to put in clown level, the stuff that I'm going to be putting in peak stupid, it's understandable to not like these things. It's understandable to even hate these things. It's just the way that I'm ranking them is the extent that the community took this. I'm talking like the doxing Epic employees. I'm talking the everyone who works at Epic Games and anybody who likes this is a flat out idiot type people, you know? And I also understand that a lot of people complaining about this are a loud minority of people. The Fortnite community, the online Fortnite community is a loud minority of people. Most normal people, if they don't like something, they just won't play it and they won't go online yapping about it. I get all of that. So if you find something, for example, the Mechs, if you did not like the Mechs and you find that in the clown level reaction, I am not calling you a clown. I'm talking about to the extent that people treated it as if it was life or death, okay? Needed to get that out of the way, needed to clarify that. Sorry for the long intro, let's get into the video. I don't know if anything's going to go in the completely justified category, but let's walk through everything, okay? Starting off with the introduction of Chapter 2 Season 4. Now, this ended up being one of the greatest seasons of all time, but when we first figured out that we were going to have a Marvel season, a new collab-themed season, the community went absolutely crazy, hated on Epic Games, hated on Fortnite. This was when there was peak level like, oh my god, I'm playing Fortnite, not Ad Night. And to be honest with you, I agreed with them at this point. This hate didn't go so overblown to the point where it's like, okay, we're doxing Epic employees or anything like that. I'm going to actually throw Chapter 2 Season 4 into there was a point. People were upset about it. I still do think that, like, I don't know if anything's going to go in the completely justified because at the end of the day, like, the way that I look at it is like, it's a video game. Honestly, what's the big deal about it? But conversation for another time. Now, the introduction of the P90 introducing the Chapter 1 Season 5 spray meta. Once this gun released, this was the first official downfall of Fortnite. This was the first official Fortnite is dying stage. If you guys remember back in the day, the spray meta was ridiculous. Nobody was enjoying Fortnite anymore, and the game was standing on its last legs, and we've heard that every season since. I'm going to put the P90, and this was when Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 5 was still at, like, one of its peak forms, okay? This is going to go in peak stupid. It was such a controversy, brought up by nothing. But the problem is, it wasn't brought up by nothing, because I understand not liking a spray meta, but everybody was going, oh my god, this is officially killing Fortnite. This game's on its last legs. I don't understand, like, if Epic Games, like, leaves this P90 in the game, if Epic Games leaves this spray meta in the game, we are not going to live to see Chapter 1 Season 6. That conversation was taking place within the community, okay? Let's continue on to the age rating of skins. The community didn't go like too crazy on this one. I think there, you know what? I think there was a point for this one because it was a little bit weird. Everybody was upset that they paid for skins. They might not be able to use it in certain experiences. And Epic Games definitely introduced it to, they definitely introduced it the wrong way, okay? I'm going to also throw this one into there was a point. I'm going to put it in front of Chapter 2 Season 4. Now, Fortnite Primal. I would say, okay, there was a point with this one. It's understandable not to like this season. I get it, okay? As a Primal enjoyer, I completely understand why people did not like this season. But the amount of, like, posts and videos, just like we were talking about with the P90, people calling the game officially finished, although it's even just one season. Everybody hating on Epic Games, hating on the devs. I get not liking a season, but everybody was acting like Epic Games, like, you know, killed somebody. So this is going to get elevated from there was a point into, I don't know, man. It's between peak stupid and fair enough. We need another tier here. Hang on. Came up with a new tier for it. Not that deep. I think that's pretty good, okay? Not that deep. You'll live. You'll live if you don't play Primal for a little bit. Now, here we go. The Mechs. Season X in its entirety, okay? The Mechs being introduced to the game. Guys, I'm putting this into a clown level overreaction. Okay, you have a point, and with a lot of these controversies, there was a point. They could fall into these tiers, but with the amount of just hating on the devs, making like, you know, just anybody that said they liked Mechs online, dude, I would have been the biggest clown back in Season X if I had an online presence, dude. The amount of Epic Games has officially killed Fortnite. The amount of this isn't fair in Epic Games, you're all idiots, you're all stupid, anybody who likes the season is stupid, and it was like just a bunch of, and again, I get it, there's a point to it, okay? But the amount of screaming, crying, whiny little kids that we've heard making videos, posts, you could not see anything going on. Was this one of the seasons where we saw RIP Fortnite? Like, I'm sorry guys, it was a clown level overreaction. Clown level. See, the amount of like yelling and just hating that we saw online, like, again, I will sit down and say, you know what, it's a video game. You have every right to be upset if you're a competitive player, but it's ridiculous, okay? The turbo build nerf. Saw a little bit more of the same over here, okay? But the problem was you also had a small part of the community that was okay with this, because I'm somebody who really enjoyed that update because it really made the game feel like the old days. But again, we have like a big reaction to this one. But it's an understandable reaction, okay? That's a toughie too. They didn't go as crazy as Primal. I'm going to put this in fair enough, okay? Chapter 1, Season 7, when the planes first got added. We are throwing this over into peak stupid, right behind the P90 though. Again, everybody likes to remember this season completely incorrectly. Everybody's talking about like, oh my god, the nostalgic Christmas vibes. No. The second that the planes got here, all we saw was how OP the planes were, how ridiculous it was, how bad players could get. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's the same thing that you heard with Fortnite Wrecked. It's the exact same thing. Oh my god, bad players can just do whatever they want. They can just drive through my builds and kill people. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I get it. But we started hearing, this is the end of Fortnite. Fortnite's on its last legs. Anybody who's in a plane is an idiot. That type of stuff. So we're throwing that controversy into peak stupid. The combat shotgun. It was the first time that they vaulted the pump shotgun, and the community didn't go crazy to the point of like, I want to put it in peak stupid, like with the P90 and the Season 7 planes and the Mechs. But people were like going crazy about this. But the problem is, yeah, you know what? I think it's completely justified to say it's not that deep. Not that deep at all. It's fine. It's the pump shotgun. Like, why are we stirring up some drama about that? Honestly, okay? Let's continue on to the jubilation with Calamity. You know, I don't know how else to say it. Her chest was bouncing with the jubilation emote. I don't remember a lot of controversy. This is one of the things that DreamScape included in his video, and we had a lot of what DreamScape included over here with a couple things that we added. I didn't know that this was a big deal. You know what? I guess there was a point. To that. We're going to put it near at the bottom. Now, the summer escape event, the summer event, where we got absolutely nothing for the summer event. We didn't see as big of an overreaction as we did with the peak stupid and clown level overreaction, guys. And it's important to note too, guys, okay? If you didn't like the Mechs, I'm not calling you a clown. I'm talking more of like to the level that they took this. But anyways, like I was talking about with the summer escape, it was just another one of those things where it's like, okay, Epic Games doesn't care anymore, this and that. But I do think like, okay, Epic Games, they took a 2-week break. They released a bad summer update. I'm going to say, I don't know, there was a for some reason there was a big controversy around it. I'm gonna go not that deep. Low, not that deep, okay? Fortnite fractured. The problem was, this is one of those first ones. I have a problem putting anything in justified because people have been like taking these things way too seriously. At the end of the day, like I said, it is a video game. But I don't even think, like, this wasn't one of the things where people were insulting the devs. People were just flat out, like, disappointed with Fractured. with all of the hype, with all of the storyline, we didn't know that Donald Mustard took off, and it was just a 100% complete failure. Very few people ended up liking it. They took something that could have been so great and was designed to be that great. They made it a creative map, and it didn't even work for a lot of people. I'm teetering on the line here, but I'm going to throw Fractured into completely justified. The Infinity Blade. Yeah. Especially releasing this one in tournaments, guys. I'm going to put... Guys, because this was released in tournaments, and people were playing for money on this, I'm going to put completely justified in this one. Completely justified for the Infinity Blade. It was an instant win back in the day. And I could argue the same thing in Mechs, like nobody tried to beat it. You could use balloons, you could get the high ground, but at the end of the day, this was added into an actual tournament. People were trying to, make a name for themselves in their streaming career. People were trying to make money in cash cups. The Infinity Blade put a giant wrench in on that. So we're going to put completely justified with the Infinity Blade. Now, Fortnite Wrecked. Guys, we are throwing Fortnite Wrecked along with the Mechs into the clown level reaction. The amount of controversy that this thing stirred up was absolutely ridiculous. It wasn't as bad as the Mechs, and I'm completely correct in saying that, by the way, because I know the Mechs was back in 2019. This was more recent and people remember it. No, the Mechs were actually worse. People were freaking out a little bit more. But it was right there. It was for an entire season. We didn't stop. And again, if you didn't like the season, that's completely fair. I get that, okay? I get that. But to the extent that people were taking it was ridiculous. It's like, oh my god, they added cars to Fortnite? This is ruining my life. That's how people were acting about Fortnite Wrecked. Okay, let's continue on to the Fishing Frenzy LTM. This is one that DreamScape talked about. I didn't even know this was a piece of drama within the community, but it's a game mode that didn't have chests. You had to fish to get your loot. I think it's not that deep. You could just not play it, but I don't understand. Why was that even drama? We're going to put this in not that deep, okay? Now, the removal of rarities. This is the tweet from Fortnite. The outdated rarity system. I'm going to put this one in there was a point, okay? I'm going to put there was a point for this one. I'm going to put it bottom because we didn't see a bunch of people insulting Epic over this. We didn't see the Fortnite was dying type thing over this. It was just a change that a lot of people didn't like. So I'm going to put it down there, okay? Now, the movement animation changes. Ooh. Do we want to put it over the Mechs? No. I'm going to split it, actually. No, I don't know. I'm going to put it behind Fortnite Wrecked, okay? Clown level overreaction to this one. Your character moves in a different way. You don't have to like it. This is the doxing Epic employees type drama that we're talking about. This is the controversy. And I understand, again, at the end of the day, it is a minority of the player base. It is a loud minority, but these people were very, 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 very loud. At least for this one, it only lasted 2-3 weeks. The other two lasted an entire season. The Mechs were a clown level reaction to the point where after they nerfed them, nobody even refused to try it again. And they were like, no, the Mechs ruined the entire season when they were perfectly fine after a couple nerfs. Yeah, that was a bad one, the movement. That was a bad one. But I am going to put it behind the two ones that were throughout the entire season, okay? Oh my god. Nogops returning to the item shop. Do you remember this? Do you guys remember this? Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you remember the clips that came out from people? Do you remember the entitlement from people? Non-exclusive skins, we're talking about it yet again. This is definitely also a clown level overreaction. Oh, but man, this one was so dumb to get mad at that I think I have to put it in front of the Mechs. Do you guys remember all of the posts, all of the videos, all of the stream clips? I forgot about this one. We're putting it in front of the Mechs. This was the dumbest thing to get mad at, and they were mad at it for a good amount of time too, okay? Nothing probably will compare to that. Now, the block, and specifically the block where, somebody snuck in a secret room where somebody was hanging themselves. Nobody really even, got up in arms on this one. So I do kind of want to say completely justified, but at the end of the day, well, is it really that big of a deal? I'm going to put it at the bottom of there was a point there, okay? The Star Wars live event. This was being hyped up to be like the greatest thing ever. We were going to be able to play in TIE fighters. Like kind of people were talking about like the present season right now, the Star Wars theme season, like we were going to get to do. And we were going to have like an original Star Wars cutscene, lightsaber pickaxes. I know I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but people were expecting to see an actual Star Wars live event and not just, I don't want to say an ad, but like just a showcase of the most lackluster live event of all time. People didn't go crazy about this one though. It was okay. Like, I'm going to put this one in where there was a point as well. I'm actually going to put it right in front of the block, okay? Donald Mustard leaving Epic Games. Yeah, this one was pretty big. But we didn't see the community go absolutely insane like we did over here, okay? It was an understandable frustration, especially after Fractured, and after we knew that Donald Mustard took off, a lot of things made sense and a lot of people just missed him. I'm going to go with fair enough for this one. Now, Siphon being removed from the game. People didn't go crazy for this one. It was just, it stirred up a little bit of drama within the community. I'm going to put this one in fair enough. Fair enough for this one too. I'm going to put this right in front of Donald Mustard. You know what I'm going to move the turbo build one up one slot, okay? Let's continue. Oh, no. No, fair enough. I'm not moving it up. We're going to keep it there. Zero build being introduced, but specifically when everybody was forced to play zero build. It was a week. Get over it. Peak stupid. Bottom of peak stupid, okay? Let's continue on. Let's continue on to, oh man, you know what? Primal, I think I rated Primal a little low. The problem was, like, the hate for these two things, I got it a little bit more than I did for Primal, but the people didn't make, like, as big of a deal about Primal as they did for these two seasons. I'm going to move Primal up one slot, and I'm going to put Zero Build right there. I feel like that's a little bit more fitting. Now let's continue on to the Fortnite Metaverse. All right, here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. There are so many things in here that are understandable to be worried about. There were so many things in here that were understandable to worry about the future for Epic Games. But again, people are treating it like it's life or death if at the end of the day you don't have to play the game. When the Metaverse officially got introduced and we saw that Epic Games was kind of like focusing the direction on other pieces of the game, I'm going to put the Fortnite Metaverse. People made a big deal about it. Big deal. I'm going to put it in. Oh, we heard. I'm thinking so hard right now, guys. I'm thinking so hard. This isn't one of those things where you saw Epic Games are idiots. Things like this. Anybody who likes them, we saw a little bit of that. Do I want to put it in peak stupid? I just don't feel like it was. I feel like there was a point to it, though. But then again, there was a point to a lot of these. Okay, so I'm going to put it in peak stupid. I'm going to put Fortnite's Metaverse right behind the planes, okay? Zombies, when they were first introduced. Oh my god. I remember this one very clearly. Okay, you had a 2-week event or 3-week event, however long it was. Zombies were on the map. What is the big deal? Don't play the game for a couple weeks. Oh my god, dude. No, this is straight up not that deep. Straight up. We're going to put it in front of the combat shotgun over here. Now, when the stink bombs were first introduced, I don't really remember this one. Why is this even a thing? We're going to put not that deep for that one. The ballers. Everyone was pissed off about the ballers. People think, like, sit down and act like Chapter 1 Season 8 was so good and the ballers were such a great time. Everybody was swinging around having a grand old time. No, people were freaking out about this. How much damage it could take. Players could hide in it. Meanwhile, it was fun. But it wasn't like a ridiculous level. I think this is a very, very solid, not that deep. I'm going to put it right behind the Summerscape LTM. Now, when the minigun first got introduced, I guess people sucked. I don't remember this one either. We're going to put it right there with the stink bomb. Also, not that deep. And guys, this is my official rankings for every single Fortnite controversy. And we are going to be making a part 2 for this. So look out for that. Guys, if you want to continue watching tier list content, you can check out this recent tier list that we just did. I would love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching the video. Take care, everybody.